If you want to get your account grinded all the way to the max level, or if you want players, you want coins, you want training, you know where to go, man. MutReserve.com. Use my code CK for 15% off your order, and I promise you'll be rich one day. Welcome back, you guys. Your boy CK. Recently, we combined the oldest and the youngest player at every position into one player. Now we're going to see what happens when we combine the heaviest and the lightest player at every position into one player. If you guys are new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free and it takes 2 seconds. Before we continue the video, I gotta give a huge shout out to the sponsor for today's video, BountySports.com. Now you guys know I've been huge into fantasy, been dropping the fantasy leaders of the week. So it only makes sense that I give you guys a great platform like Bounty Sports where you can win cash prizes. But they're different than traditional fantasy sports because you choose the teams that you think will win, not the players. So once you click the link in the description, it'll take you to this page. You go ahead and fill in the information. You don't have to put any of your card information, no payment information, nothing. All you have to do is click the link and you use referral code CKBirds at the bottom for a free $5 credit to play any contest on the site. But you have to make sure you're using that referral code CKBirds or else you don't get the free $5. Now it's a brand new week, so that means there are brand new contests. I'm gonna enter in the NFL Week 6 Pick'em because it's only a $1 entry fee. Now on Bounty Sports, if you choose the underdog, you get more points. So I think this is a toss-up. I'm gonna go with the Jags. I think they get their first win of the season. Rodgers versus a rookie quarterback in Fields. I like the Packers. The Lions and the Colts, both of them have been losing some heartbreakers, man. I think the Lions are way better than their record. I'm gonna go with them. Seahawks without Russell Wilson. They're starting Geno at quarterback versus the great Steelers defense. I think I have to go with them. So our max points is 14.72. I think we can finish in the money, man. You guys look at these picks. Make your own educated guesses, but you know, a $1 entry, you can't go wrong. So all you gotta do is sign up for Bounty Sports today. Use the link in the description and the code CKBirds to receive a free $5 credit. No deposit or payment info necessary. So what are you waiting for, man? Check out Bounty Sports because winning just got easier. Also be sure to subscribe to my second channel and follow me on Twitter, man. I'm going to be starting a Madden 22 franchise rebuild series over on my second channel, and we're going to continue fantasy leaders of the week over on that channel, man. The best way to make sure you're not missing any videos is to be following me because I tweet out every single video. But let's get right into it. As you can see, we have John Newton. Cam is the second heaviest quarterback in the NFL at 245 pounds, while John Wolford is the second lightest at only 200 pounds. Now what we did was combine their weights and divide by 2. We want the youngest guy's age and the tallest guy's height, and then we just took the best attributes from each player. And Wolford actually gave us the agility to COD, man. I didn't know he was that shifty. Our backup quarterback is gonna be Nick Foles Mullins. I had to combine their last names because their first names were the same. Foles was 250, Mullins was 190. They combined to make 220. Now we got extremely lucky at the running back position. Kalfani Henry gonna be leading the way. Derek was 247, Kalfani only 174, so they're gonna be 211 pounds. Our backup's gonna be Kenneth Dillon, combination of AJ Dillon, who was also 247, and Kenneth Gainwell, who was 185. They make a 216 pounder. On to the wide receivers, we have Tutu Claypool. Chase was the heaviest wide receiver at 238 pounds. Tutu is only 160, so they combined to make a 199 pounder. Claypool at all that height has just 93 speed now. This is a dangerous weapon, but this guy's even more dangerous. JJ Metcalf, combination of DK, who's 235, and JJ Nelson, who's also 160, so they create a 198 pounder. And then we have Deontay Evans. Mike was 231, Deontay Harris 170. They make a 200 pounder. We have Jakeem Hurd, a combo of Jalen Hurd, who's 230, and Jakeem Grant, who's 171. They make the 200 pounder. Another guy with amazing speed. And finally, Devontae Tate, a combo of Alden Tate, who's 228, and Devontae Smith, who's 172. We have yet another top 50 wide receiver. We didn't get that lucky at tight end, unfortunately. Jordan Thomas weighs 277, the most by any tight end. Jacob Harris only 215. So they combined to make Jordan Harris the 244-pounder with 90 speed. So maybe if you look at the speed, we did get quite lucky. This guy's also really fast. Jawan Sewell, a combo of Bradley Sewell, who's 277, and Jawan Johnson, who's 231. He has 86 speed. On to the offensive line, we have Jamarco Mailata. Jordan Mailata's 365, Jamarco Jones 293. They make a 329-pounder. Just a behemoth of a man. We have Aaron Onwenu, mixture of Michael Onwenu, who's 350, biggest left guard in the league, and then Aaron Brewer, who's 274, the lightest left guard. They make a 312-pounder, who's a top 10 left guard. Bradley Kelsey, and man, I love Jason Kelsey. He's only 295, okay? Lightest center in the league. Bradley Bozeman, 325. There wasn't a drastic difference. Like, a lot of centers are in that range, but they combined to make a 310-pounder. Superstar abilities, of course. Still the number 2 ranked center. Deontay Redunz, mixture of Deontay Brown, who's 350, and Dylan Redunz, who's 299. I think he's the only right guard under 300. They make a 325-pounder, 70 overall. And then another lineman with superstar abilities, AJ Brown, mixture of Trent Brown, who's 380, and AJ Jackson, who's almost 100 pounds less at 285. They make the 333-pounder, 86 overall, top 10 right tackle. On to the defense, we have Marquise Hicks, combo of Akeem Hicks and Marquise Haynes. They make a 291-pounder at left end. Shaka Lawrence II, mixture of Shaka Tony and Dexter Lawrence. They make a 290-pounder. Right in, we have Jacob Phillips, mixture of Jordan Phillips, who's 341, and Jacob Martin, who's 242. They make a 291-pounder. Likai Ebukam, the other right end. Likai Fotu's 330. Ebukam's only 245. By far the lightest right end. They make another 290-pounder. And then at D tackle, Brian Moan was the biggest at 366. Tershawn Wharton was the smallest at 270. So we create Brian Wharton, the 318-pounder. And we just missed out on having snacks on the team because Quentin Bohannon was just a little bit bigger. He weighed 7 pounds more at 360, and Kyle Phillips was the second lightest at 273. They create Kyle Bohanna, the 317-pounder. We got extremely lucky at the linebacker position though. Joey Bosa, second biggest left outside linebacker, 280, and then Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, the second smallest at 223. We create Demetrius Bosa, the 252-pounder, number 1 ranked left outside linebacker. His backup is Dorian Tuioti Mariner. Mariner's 285, Dorian's 220. They create a 252-pounder. Javin Pierre-Paul, mixture of JPP, who's the biggest right outside linebacker, 278, and Javin White, who's 211. They create a 245-pounder. And then Justin Owusu-Koramoah, Justin Houston's 270, JLK's 215. So they create a very well-rounded 243-pound right outside linebacker. We even got blessed at MLB. Foya Sade Hightower, mixture of Dante, who's 260, and Foya Sade Oluokun, who's 215. They create a 238-pounder, top 10 MLB. Marcus Collins, mixture of Zavin Collins, who's 260, and Marcus Allen, who's only 215. They create a 238-pounder, backup MLB. And then finally the secondary, man. Xavier Rhodes was the heaviest cornerback at 218, bigger than some of the linebackers we just saw. Meanwhile, Luke Barco was 175, the lightest cornerback. They create a 197-pounder. Joanne Jackson, Joanne Williams, the 212. Dante Jackson's 180. They create a 196-pounder. Asante Samuel Jr., you know, he was never meant to be the biggest cornerback. His pops made it work, so why can't he? Already off to an amazing start in his rookie season. But he is the 3rd lightest cornerback at 181. Brian Poole's 213, the 3rd heaviest. They create Asante Poole, the 197-pounder. Sidney Bradbury, the 4th. Our CB number 1. James Bradbury is the 4th heaviest cornerback at 210. Sidney Jones, 181, tied for the 3rd lightest. They create the 195-pounder. Jeremy Chin's the heaviest free safety in the league at 221. DeMonte Kazee is 174, so we created DeMonte Chin, the 198-pounder. Now keep in mind, we are getting these weights straight from Madden. I know Wikipedia, other things can say other weights. So we just went with all the weights that we saw in Madden. And it told me that Eric Harris was the 2nd heaviest free safety, and our Darius Washington, the 2nd lightest at 176. So when you add that to 220 and divide by 2, you get 198. Pretty good backup free safety. LaMarcus Killebrew, mixture of Joyner, who's 185, and Killebrew, who's 222. They create the 204-pound strong safety. But we have someone even better. Kareem Duggar, mixture of Kareem Jackson, who's 185, And Kyle Duggar's 220. They created a 203 pounder who's top 10 in the league. And then finally, our kicker, we have Cairo Gay, mixture of Matt Gay, who's 232, bigger than a lot of guys we saw on defense. And Cairo Santos is only 160. They create the 196 pounder who's top 11 in the league. At first glance, I think this team could definitely do some damage. No real weaknesses. I mean, the front seven's really good with Bosa, Hightower, JPP. Secondary's pretty good as well. I expect this team to at least make the playoffs. They're currently 8-5, second in the NFC North with a game versus first place Minnesota. I'm going to try to help them out and get the W. First down and 10. There it is. Let's go. Deontay Evans with the first down. Going to Kalfani Henry out the backfield. He's going to get close to the first. Going to Kalfani right up the gut. Easy first down and then some. All right, Kalfani, you've been doing it all drive. Keep the chains moving once again. It's 3rd and 1. We're going to the trap and we're getting the first down. Truck that. Oh, on the run. Gonna find a tight end. We got the lead. 4th and inches. They're gonna kick the field goal. What is this? Like a 58-yarder? Come on, man. Oh, he caught it. Let's go. Why? Oh, of course we have Hightower back there. What is this? This is like the slowest guy on the defense. Deontay Evans. Beautiful tiptoe catch. All right, looks like they might be a man right here, which means JJ Metcalf could be wide open if we have enough time. They sent the blitz. Oh, Deontay Evans open again. He got his. He threw it, but Evans still makes the catch. I still think I got to go to him. Evans gonna cap it off with a touchdown. What a drive. Now, we only need a field goal to win, but we're just going to hand the ball off to Henry 3 times in a row and see if we can just punch it in on the ground. That's a nice run on first down. And there's the touchdown. The Bears are now in sole possession of first place in their division. They end up finishing 12-5, first in the division. Had a top 10 offense and the best defense in the league. In terms of points per game, pass defense wasn't amazing, but rush defense was phenomenal. John Newton, 34 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I think I called him Cam so many times. It's impossible not to, okay? I tried. Kalfani, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns. Look at Kenneth, 10 touchdowns. Not too shabby. 2-2 had 3. But yeah, Deontay was our best wide receiver. Claypool second best. So well, our tight end did his thing. JJ 6 touchdowns. Hightower led the way in tackling. Hicks, JPP. Yes, it still works because, you know, Jav and Jason. And Bosa led the way in tackles for a loss. Lawrence tied for 3rd. But look at that. 25 sacks. That's a record right there for Demetrius Bosa. I don't even think I got any with him in the game. He got some on his own, 1.5, but my goodness, what a season. Hicks with 10, 9.5 for Pierre-Paul. We had Kalfani in the top 10 for MVP. Of course, Bosa wins DPOY. I mean, just a nasty season. They won in the wildcard game against the Vikings, 45-22, but then lost to the Cowboys 35-24, and there you have it. That's what would happen if you combine the heaviest and the lightest players at every single position into one player, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. You know what to do, man. Destroy the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Nobody's safe. Came from heaven, we fresh out the gate, and I look like I came from LA. From New Jersey, I look like LA. I'm a water, I'm from in LA. I'ma get it, it's mine for the tape. Ride the beamer when I'm out of state. Could have beat, almost got me a case. Go Olympic, I'm winning the race. Now I won cause I'm killing the game. Talking crazy, I'm going insane. Shifting gears and I'm switching the lane. Hop on station, just go entertain. Going up so I'm making a name.